chords at the wind, you know what I mean, and seeing what sticks. When you're thinking of them consciously, you want to think of them in like the foundation of the chord and then what's on top, okay? And then this goes, and even for piano. So in this chord, you're already taking a little bit of the stability out by making a major 7, right? Now, just like we said, like F, G, 7, C. All right, a little too stable. That would work if you that's like nursery rhyme. You know what I mean? Like, all right, cool, everything's done. Major 7 doesn't give you the full. All right, now when you think about the foundation, which is like what's happening on the bottom, you can start doing that same thing, right? C on the bass is going to make it the most stable. This second inversion, having the G on the bass, the 5 on the bass, is also going to make it stable. That's like second stable. And then having the E on it is going to be wildly unstable. And that is going to also start thinking about your intervals, where you're still having a perfect 4th here, which is a perfect interval on the bottom. Not as stable as a perfect 5th, right? You're kind of like G to C there. You're 5 to the root note. So you're taking some of the stability away. Now, if you did an E on the bottom and made it first inversion, right? You're taking, there's almost like no foundation to that chord, right? There's no stability. For 2 reasons. It's the 3rd, which is a color tone, not a perfect tone, but also you have a flat 6 interval to start that chord. So, I mean, I love this, man. It's got it. If you put an F sharp, I mean, are you, wait, so you're doing, okay, cool. Well, that would be your sharp 11, right? Your sharp 11 plays really well off of a major 7. So what a lot of people will do too is they'll have a progression like this, like F, 4 chord, 5 chord, and then when they go to their C, not just making it a C major 7, but making it a C major 7 sharp 11, right? Now that's going to throw off the diatonic key a little bit, but the interval of your 7 to your sharp 11 is another 4th. So it creates another soft interval in sort of an out of key way. Like, does that kind of make sense? Where if you put a natural 7 on there and you had the F, right? Or I'm sorry, not your natural 7. If you had your natural 7 in there with a natural 4, not a sharp 11, now you're creating that tritone. So that's like, dude, I think that's awesome. I think it's sharp, because the major 7 sharp 11 chord is just a signature of the 4th scale degree, right? But if you did that on the 1, or you started that way, you could do it as a passing tone, G on the bass, F sharp, and then something with an E in the bottom, But if you've got that F sharp on the bass, you're creating that tritone as the foundation of the chord now. Your bottom end. So now it's got like no grounding, which is awesome if that's like the sound you're going for. I mean, that works as an opening chord to like, a very unstable song. You know what I mean? Or a very like unstable lyric. There's so many directions that you can go, in that, and like when you're building like your chords. Okay, perfect. It's got like there's a definite mood, a little mystique. Now you're starting on the 4th progression, the 4th chord, right? Having that C major 7, and then your G major 7 here, that's like your resolution. So just starting on that 4 alone is going to give it a sense of unease. The 4 chord, especially as a major 7, starting the progression, it kind of says like things are all right, but something's weird. You know what I mean? And it's always the way the 4 chord feels, right? Because it doesn't. It's almost like the 4 chord can be so circular. It never ends up fully resolving. Because when you go here, it's resolved, but that's only at the tail end of that progression, and then goes back to the unease of the 4. You know, I mean that's a part on its own. You know, and then you can kind of figure out like where from there, you know, like you'd want to take it.